Yeah. Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah, welcome back to the Tomorrow Podcast, man. Salam alaikum. We on
Walaikum
Ramadan
salam.
energy. But yeah, we were just talking about how the first day of Ramadan is gone. Um, really touching on like Sahur, and then you were mentioning, which is important, man, because a lot of people when they talk about AI, it's the fear mongering, man, and we're talking about it in a way that's integrated in our life. And you were just talking about how AI is being used to like generate the Ramadan planner. So yeah, just wanted to bring y'all into the conversation real quick.
Yeah.
As we continue.
We was about to have a full side podcast before the actual podcast. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? It's funny because our regular off the cuff conversations
exactly.
sometimes be doper than the podcast, but that's why we
That's
do the podcast because it's
that's
just
what inspired it. We
that's
was
what
having like
inspired it.
2, 3, 4 hour long conversations. Like, but we just
Yeah,
got we said we gotta start recording this. This is crazy. We
yeah.
gotta start sharing it for people. So yeah,
Yeah. So basically though, now we was going over how the first day of fasting is and has been. And you was giving your regiment and I gave a little bit of mine. And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna add that staying hydrated throughout the night, of
yeah,
course, and I was getting into how using ChatGPT to come up with a Ramadan plan, right? And
yeah.
so the prompt I use is based on all of our discussions and everything you know about me from our discussions, form a Ramadan plan, for me for 20
And this
Ramadan
is you, just so they
2026.
know, this is you talking to ChatGPT. Like, this is how
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking to it. Yeah,
yeah,
just so because
yeah,
some
yeah.
people don't. Yeah, exactly.
The prompt is what I told ChatGPT. I told it, based on what you know about me and all of our discussions, based on what you know about me from all of our discussions, form a 2026 Ramadan plan, complete with goals and objectives, form it.
Mm,
And man, what it came back with was like, I said to myself, why do you know that's a thing for me that I have to work on and I never told you that? You know what I'm saying? Like I never told you that
like
this
directly.
thing
Yeah,
that I want to improve in this area in my life,
yeah,
and you've incorporated it. It incorporated into the plan. I'm saying to myself, I didn't tell it that. But I'm saying, so how does this know
yeah,
based on our discussions that this is something I want to improve on? It's crazy, but
mm,
it was a not hello, but it was a paradise of a plan. It was an excellent
yeah.
plan. You know what
And
I'm
then that
saying?
that ability to like take off the load of like the mental capacity of just having it do the thinking for you, like you said, in blind spots, and then articulating it in a way that's simple for you to just execute. You know what I mean? Like it's like a working relationship where the AI is executing on the digital and it's making it simple based on your vision. And then when it has as much data computed about you, it's giving you then personal information so you can execute internally. You know what I mean? Like it's like a working
The
relationship.
quantum mirror that
It
we keep
is
talking about, that
is that what
quantum
yeah,
mirror.
okay. What is that? What is that? Break that down.
I
'Cause
mean, we talk
that's what's fascinating about it. Like it's like you handle the digital and then it's like they're like, yeah, you focus on the
in the
dunya or
real
whatever
world.
in the real world. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm saying we spoke about this on previous shows coming towards the end of last season about the quantum mirror, how AI is gives you like a quantum mirror effect.
Mm,
So like the more you engage it, the more it learns about you.
yeah.
It's like your digital twin, right? So
Yeah.
it mirrors back to you all of the things that you necessarily can't see internally.
Yeah.
So you just like you throw it to the wall, and then now you're looking at all this artwork, and it's telling you like, okay, you see your mirror, you see yourself, okay, and so it feeds that back to you, especially when you're using it for things like self improvement stuff like that. Like I was fascinated by
Yeah.
the fact that it knew things about me that I wanted to work on that I never told it about.
Yeah.
But I guess from all the data, all that metadata that interacting, it can surmise that somebody with this type of profile, with this type of whatever, is going to probably have this type of issue. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's a lot of probabilities, man. It's very precise. It's very
Yeah.
precise, but like in terms of like probability. So yeah, it's ability to like it's almost like it's a relationship. It's ability to also withhold, you know, information until you ask it, right? And that's why I think A and J talked about this yesterday after like the eighth rakah. in terms of like how the Quran is only as good as your ability to be so honest with it and within yourself. And ChatGPT is very similar. These LLMs will only go as far as you're willing to allow it in terms of like, your honesty and feedback. Because it's even especially with ChatGPT, right? It's very agreeable. It's very like validating. So if you gotta want it, and the more you want it, the more you push for it, like the more value it then starts to give you. And so yeah, I think that's like just a very important virtue that like maybe a lot of people just don't have when it comes to like this introspection and this level of honesty, self-examination. Because then you really start seeing how powerful these tools are.
Yeah, I think, I was just crapping on ChatGPT the other day and for Opus 4.6. But they all for different purposes though, because I think
Exactly.
ChatGPT's its capacity and ability to be agreeable in that way makes it more when they drop them AI campaigns for ChatGPT, it's gonna be a wrap
You'll see.
because
Yeah, exactly.
it's more in tune to personality wise as
It's more
opposed to
feminine.
production.
And Claude is like more masculine. Claude is like executing, you know what I mean? Principle oriented. I feel like ChatGPT is very feminine in terms of its personality.
Yo, that's a really interesting. I never thought about it like that, but yeah, that's a very interesting way to put it. I can see that being the case.
Yeah,
I can see that because, again, agreeable. Like it's agreeable. Claude is not agreeable. Claude
at all.
is matter of fact. This is what you do. This,
Masculine,
yeah,
bro.
100%, 100%. That's what I'm saying. I never thought about it like that, but I can see that. I can clearly
Yeah.
see that.
So they go hand in hand. Like they go hand in hand. They both have this value, especially because Sonic came out. Sonic 4.6 with Claude. It's phenomenal, of course.
They just dropped a
Yeah.
new.
Yeah, bro. They basically did Opus 4.6, but made it Sonnet, so it's less heavy in terms of like, you know how that shit was running out for me
Yeah,
in
yeah,
terms of.
yeah.
So now Sonnet does what 4.6 did in Opus, but like computing less data, so I'm able to get way more done.
Wow,
Yeah,
wow,
yeah,
wow.
yeah.
Now I'm about to start checking out Kim
You send me that.
2.5. Yeah.
Okay,
I've been hearing a lot about it, and it's allegedly it's the Asian version, it's the Chinese version, but it supposedly surpasses Claude Opus 4.6 in all benchmarks. Yeah, and they just integrated OpenClaw with 5,000 skills. You don't have to do the container drain. I'm still doing that myself. I'm still doing it from the ground up because I kind of want those customization, the knowledge
same.
of the customization, and I want to have the control over it. But Kim 2.5 is actually
Give me
integrated fully with
2.5.
OpenClaw now. You know what I'm saying? But I heard now check. This is the thing. So I was, I'm always scanning certain stuff. So I came across some
Well,
some.
by the way, I gotta highlight the fact that like I know you're very sincere and you're truth seeking because you be sending me videos that have like 1,100 views. And I'm like, what? This dude be pausing on videos that have like 1,200 views, but it be so on point. And like for
Yeah,
me, I'm like I signal. So like this
yeah,
nigga got
yeah, yeah,
100K. I'm not even. But like that always trip me out, bro. That
yeah,
fascinates me. When you send me those videos, I'm like
yeah.
1,100 views. Like
But that's
why is
where
he
the real
watching it?
info be. That the
No,
the,
for
the
sure. Like you're on the
non-popular.
ground, like yeah,
Yeah,
no, no, no. That's an incredible quality, bro. Like yeah.
honest,
Salute to
nah,
you,
sure,
man. Like the level of sincerity is
honest, man.
crazy.
Nah, that's definitely something that I'm looking at, and I'm like, I try to get to
Yeah,
because the real stuff isn't going to be as popular. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
And so I seen these guys talking about how, because one person was talking about how expensive it is to run OpenClaw,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, like the back end, the key. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When
Yeah,
you integrate it.
because
Yeah,
they're running they're using Claw 4.6 and they doing this. So I saw this
exactly.
one guy break down how he layers the LLM interaction. So he uses Olama for the basic parameters, which is the open source joint. You know what I'm saying? So
Wow.
that way, all of the heavy lifting stuff is running for
Oh,
free. He only
well,
used he
but
only
wallah,
4.6.
today, I just created a system for that because we had the
Mm,
issue. So I was like, so
mm,
now I got Grok Perplexity, and Gemini doing all my heavy lifting when it comes to research,
Mm,
summarizes all the sources and sends it to OpenAI to
mm,
summarize it for Claude. Like Claude is the end
mm,
game because it's so
mm.
limited. But like
Right,
that's
right,
yeah. So
right.
like it summarizes all the sources. OpenAI gives you a lot more like longevity in terms of usage. And then like when it's almost done, like Claude don't mess around. Like you gotta give it finished
Mm,
work and then it
yeah,
polishes it and then it
right,
so
right.
like
You
yeah,
don't want
that's
to waste
crazy.
Claude. You don't want to waste Claude on doing all that
Nah,
groundwork stuff, right? And so,
facts.
but
That's
that's when I
crazy.
thought about. I'm like, yo, if I can
Smart.
put Claude at the top and get
Yep.
the same activity with Claude with Kim 2.5, because this
Mm,
Claude charges Opus 4.6. I don't know about Sonnet, but 4.6 charges $5 per million token usage. Kim charges 40 cents per million token usage, and it surpasses 4.6 on a lot of benchmarks. So I'm like, yo, if I could put Claude at even though it passes, I feel comfortable with Claude, even though it
yeah,
passes it on the benchmarks. If I could use it for what I would use
yeah,
Claude for
smart.
and use Claude as the finished product, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? So that's how I'm layering it now. You know what I'm saying? Like,
that's smart. How do you? Okay, so then what about OpenAI? Like, what do you doing? With, like, how to use all these other? Because Grok had their update too, but it's nothing crazy. Gemini and Deep Think, I think it's called. They updated
mm,
it. They're not even
mm.
close. Like, it's not
Yeah,
even close. But
I
like, how
hear
are
people
you?
talking before I get to OpenAI. I hear people talk about how great Gemini is. I haven't used it since the first one came out. Is it really?
Images. It's the best for images.
That's
Nano
true. That
banana.
is true.
For
That
me,
is.
that's what I
No, no,
use
no,
for
no, no, no,
images.
no. That is. No, no,
Yeah,
no, that
that's
is. It
okay.
is.
Yeah,
Because that's
yeah,
what I'm using for our thumbnails and other
yeah.
image. I'm like, yo,
No, that's
nano
what I use it
banana
for.
is
Yeah,
no
and then research. It has the Google database. So those are the only two real reasons I use it.
Google
Yeah, that's the
database.
X
That's right.
factor.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Cool. Yeah. So I'm gonna definitely add that to my layer.
So
But I
so
use
Gemini is good for research for Google, and then Grok is good because it's scavenging like X and the social media platforms real. So like and then Perplexity
mm,
is just known. So those are the three
mm.
tools I use for like deep research for those
Okay,
specifically.
cool. I use OpenAI for the interaction part. You know what I'm
Okay,
saying? I
exactly.
use it for
Yeah,
like I don't.
like a
I'd rather
personal
talk to
assistant.
personal
Cloud is
assistant.
like the boss, bro. Like, I don't
Yeah,
want to go to
yeah,
Cloud until it's done.
yeah. Exactly. High level stuff. So
Yeah,
I use the ChatGPT like through the Telegram and you know what I mean the
like
WhatsApp. Like
vision, dialogue, like
yeah,
talking,
yeah,
just like bouncing ideas
exactly,
off. No, I agree.
exactly,
I agree.
hundred
Okay, we
percent.
using it very soon. I haven't used Kimmy, so I'm interested in
Yeah, I'm
it.
gonna try Kim. I'm gonna try Kim either today or tomorrow. I'm gonna get it set up and everything. But
Are you
it's
still looking at DeepSeek? Are you still using DeepSeek? Do
no,
you
I don't
still?
use these. I don't use
Okay.
DeepSeek.
Manus, because I heard a lot of things about Manus too, but I don't.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Like when you got open claw, Manus is irrelevant. I heard a lot of
Exactly.
good things about Manus, but when you got open claw and you plugging it with the LLMs, you know, because like Manus is early in the game, it's really just a wrapper. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? It's a wraparound technology for a collection of other tools that's being used that already exist. You know what I'm saying?
mm.
And it's not a knock on it, but
No, no, that's true.
OpenClaw is literally an AI agent.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
24/7. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Manus just got purchased by Zuck, right? Is that
yeah,
Meta
yeah,
that got? Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's what I say, man. Zuckerberg
Yeah.
he's a real businessman. Like I
Yeah.
I'd bet on him over Elon any day. You know what I'm saying?
That's they're doing two different things, but I feel like what they're doing kind of goes hand in hand. Because like where Zuck is really gonna change the game is on the Vision Pro, like the glasses, the Meta glasses. I think that's where he has like Meta's it's still like I think they
You
sold
gotta
seven
think about
million
it.
last year. So like that's I feel like the same way Elon got like robotics, like that those are like their leverage point. But eventually they gotta collaborate. Like there's no one without the other, in my opinion.
Yeah, I definitely think at some
They might have
point
to
all
really
these
fight it
tech
out.
they were supposed to hit the octagon. I don't know what
They
happened,
might
man.
really have to fight
I
it
think
out.
Elon backed out because Zuckerberg looked like he was
Yeah,
ready.
Elon got it. Yeah, Elon got it. He's a robot. You're gonna put his
Yeah.
robot there.
You know what I'm saying? So, but I definitely think that as definitely at some point, all these tech giant companies are
They
gonna
have to.
integrate and merge at some level.
Yeah.
It may be to the
Publicly.
tune,
They're doing it privately, but like
yeah,
publicly they're gonna have to merge, consolidate.
yeah, maybe to the tune of it probably just being two major, three major companies, but they're gonna merge. You know what I'm saying? But
If you had to guess, who would they be? Who would be those 3? You got Amazon, Meta, Microsoft, X. Like, who would you kinda put at the 3 Mount Everest?
I would say
Google, I forgot about Google. Damn, you got Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, X, and
and
maybe even NVIDIA.
IBM and Oracle are 2 big companies that
Yeah.
are old school, but they
OpenAI, I forgot about them. Oh my god, you
yeah,
got like 7, 8 of them. Okay.
yeah. But I definitely see Apple
Apple, God, I forgot about yeah, we
being
got like
being
10.
yeah, Apple's still gonna reign supreme in a lot of ways because they have a what they doing with the silicon chip, like, they're the only ones that have a they're using, like, diamond dust or something like that, nano diamonds or something. And so they're the only ones that's kind of like have the hardware capacity to make chips outside of what NVIDIA is doing. You know what I'm saying?
Really?
And so a lot of people sleeping on Apple because of that, but I think they're gonna. Cause you got to think about it, right? Although if Apple gets that part right, you got to remember they have a few failed. I wouldn't even call them failed projects. They have a few projects that they just stopped doing. Like they was
Siri was
making a car,
definitely a fail, bro. Oh, you mean like actual projects up like separate. Yeah, yeah. 'Cause
yeah,
I was
that
gonna
they
say
just
Siri
stopped.
was a fail. Like Siri.
No, they just integrated with
Yeah,
Gemini for that.
exactly.
You know what I'm
Exactly. That's
saying?
huge.
But you got to think about it like iHomes,
Mhm.
iCars,
And don't forget about iRobot.
iRobot.
That's what I heard they're going all in on too. I heard they're going all in on the robots now.
See what I'm saying? So it's like, you know what I
iRobot is
mean? Like
cra
iRobot, iHomes, iCars,
mm,
like they have the capacity at some point to get
go
into
full
the
stack.
space that everybody else is in when
I
it
think that's what
comes
they
to,
I think that's what they're doing too. They like to stand back and watch what works, and then they already have the marketplace. They already have the brand on the iPhone, right? So it's like,
yeah.
yeah, you're right. They got it
And they
easy.
bought a lot of companies.
Mm,
That like they bought a lot of startups on the low, like and from like 2020 to like 2024 or 5, they brought mass startups that were
wow.
emerging, and they just gripped them up so that they can own that IP.
The
You know what I'm
IP. Yeah,
saying?
exactly. They're really good at that too. Yeah, they got a lot of
Yeah,
technology that like they're holding on to for the right time.
yeah,
That's a lot people don't realize that too. Like they have
yeah.
that's why they're so quiet. They're not loud because they like
Eh,
already feel confident. You know what I mean? Like all these
Now
other
check it.
marketing that's
Remember
that's important.
one of the guy, I think the guy who designed the iPhone or something like that. He left Apple and he did that AI pen Humana or something like that, but it
Mm,
failed. It failed. I don't know if it was called Humana, but it was called Humane or something like that. But it
yeah,
failed. It flopped. A year or two later, they got the Apple
yeah.
pen. The same
Wow.
thing, but just
Mm.
better. See what I'm
Apple
saying?
AI, the AI pendant.
You know what I'm saying? So I
So
think
Apple,
Apple, Google, you know what I'm saying?
Google. Okay.
Microsoft is see the thing about Microsoft, why Microsoft won't die, why it's difficult for Microsoft to die is because corporate culture is still it's the cheaper version than the Mac. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Because they run all the operating systems everywhere. Now you can run it
mm.
open source, but you know, corporate America just doesn't want to give up on PCs and Windows. That's the only reason Microsoft is really alive. Like, what does
Interesting.
Microsoft do that Google or Apple or any they don't do anything really?
Yeah, at the forefront.
Yeah, they're not. They're just corporate America keeps them alive,
Okay. But corporate America is dying as we know it. So it's like, how long will that stand?
right? Because they got Copilot. Copilot's whack, but Microsoft was an early investor in OpenAI, and that's where they're going to find their
Okay.
second wind. Because they're
Okay.
the dominant, they're like the biggest. They came in and pretty much bought OpenAI and funded it from the beginning. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Okay. That
So
makes sense.
So yeah, I
So
think
no X, no Amazon. You see them eventually kind of
I could see Bezos and Elon merging before I see the other ones merging because they really
interesting.
parallel. They really
Yeah.
parallel. You know what I'm saying? With the space agenda. Wait,
Clouds, satellites,
yeah, you know what I'm
like very
saying?
similar business models.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the verticals are the same. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And
Robotics and warehouses, like they go hand in hand. Yeah, you're
exactly,
right. Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
I can see the
Delivery, autonomous vehicles.
yeah.
Wow.
I could see them two getting
Yeah.
to a point where it just makes sense for them to merge as opposed to be competitors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
But
that makes
I think Google and Apple could merge together because they got a deal together right now.
now.
But Zuckerberg can't stand. He doesn't like Apple because of how they run the Apple store. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they kinda yeah, kinda do what he does to everybody else. He kinda
Right.
like boycotts them. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
okay.
saying? Corporate wars.
Which matters, because I think had Claude not been so bullyish on OpenClaw and Peter and the name and all, I think he probably would have considered Claude as like a candidate to integrate into their system. I think because
Yeah.
that issue arose, I think he only had, OpenAI and Meta to really take seriously. So relationships matter at the top. So yeah,
But
you see
I
like,
hear there's a deal in the waiting in the wings for 10 billion. This might be the first one person billion-dollar startup because uh I just got some news that he said there's another deal pending somewhere in the wind. He didn't disclose with who, but it's for 10 billion. It's valued at 10 billion. You know what I'm saying?
whoa, that
Now
makes
the th-
sense because the 30 million. Remember, I was like, it's not.
yeah,
We live in a $1 trillion. You know what I mean? Like, this is the age of $1 trillion. So thirty million is like, I was like, that doesn't,
yeah,
open claw is a game changer. So like, that makes sense. 10 bill, open claw.
yeah.
Okay. Okay.
But
All right. Yeah. I mean, that's really kind of captures the technology.
no, I'm just gonna say that Big Claw, like, okay, that's what I was gonna say. Excuse me. Did you hear the controversy with the Department of War, Pete Hegseth and
Department of
Claw
War?
and well, yeah, it used to be called Pentagon, but they call it Department of War now. It used to be the
No.
DOD, Department of Defense. That's the Department of War. But
That
Pentagon,
is cool. Hold on. They changed the name from Department
yeah,
of Defense to the Department of War.
yeah.
I didn't know that.
So
That's interesting.
so basically, Palantir uses Anthropic, used Claude when it was going to get Maduro. And
Okay.
so Claude, Anthropic had pretty much asked the Department of War, like, yo, did you use
Oh,
Claude?
they didn't know.
Did you use Claude for like some kind of violent thing or something like that? And that set them off. They was like, nah, we're gonna purge anybody that's doing business with Anthropic. You can't be a vendor with the government and got contracts and doing business and using Anthropic. They trying to purge all of their dealings with Anthropic because they had access to classified data. Once you got that access, the AI got that access. That's it, right? But they're like, yo, this is the Department of War. This is what we do here. What I mean, we catch bodies. You know what I'm saying? You can't be acting like after you get all this classified data, acting like we can't use it. Because it
Yeah.
was access through Palantir. Palantir was using it. Now, this is what makes me
Interesting.
realize too is that what is Palantir really? Is it
Mhm.
an AI agent really? Is it like this super complex agent to even it needs an LLM to plug into? Because it used Claude when it was dealing with catching Maduro. Crazy, right?
Wow. Yeah, that is
LLMs.
crazy. Because I
Yeah.
would think they had their own private servers and their own data,
Yeah.
but like they're leveraging public, which makes sense. It's the most efficient, effective. It makes sense, but it's like, damn, bro, y'all actually using the same tools as us.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Mm.
crazy. You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
Yeah, you're right. They're going through a dispute.
Yep.
Wow.
You know what I'm
Anthropic,
saying?
Palantir's kind of in the middle. That is fascinating. That these tools
Yeah.
are being used. It just goes to show how powerful they are, man. You can't ignore it. That's
Yeah,
why
they're using
China.
it in war.
I feel like they've been using it though. Like this is AI.
No, they definitely been using it. They was using it in Gaza.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? I don't know if they was using Claude, but I think they used Palantir or one of the companies that was using who to target out
Yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like coming up with
Wow.
risk
And
assessments.
Claude is very particular about like them being a truth based. organization. They really want the moral high ground when it comes to LLM. So I think news probably would have already leaked out, how you're using your system. Like that's the end of your brand, right? So it's like the fact that they're on the offense, it's more
No,
PR
it
for
came
them.
out. It came out. That's what it came out, and then Claude. It came out in the news that Claude
Wow.
was used to catch Maduro, and
No.
then when that news came out, that's when they hit up Pete Hegseth, like, "Yo, did you use
Mm,
Claude to catch Maduro?" Like, we don't do that over here,
mm,
type joint. Pete Hegseth was like, "What?
mm.
Purge Anthropic. If you're doing business with Anthropic, you can't get no government contracts."
Bro, that's a Elon and Sam Altman chess move, bro. You know what I mean? Like that's business at the
But
highest
you know
order
who's
of like
behind
leaking
Anthropic?
this type of information. I'm sure they use all of them, but like leaking
Yeah.
that information is like that's
But you know
levels
who's
that
at the
people don't
top?
understand.
Jeff Bezos, and Amazon is the one backing Anthropic.
Really?
Yeah, they're the
Mm.
ones behind funding. They're the major funder behind Anthropic, which
Yeah, 'cause
is
they don't
owns
have a
Claude.
tool, huh?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, especially when you mention Palantir, it feels like X is like they're all buddy buddies, right? That's like the PayPal mafia. So like the more you can knock them off, Elon's taking out Sam Altman, you got Palantir taking out Claude. Like you know what I mean? It's like this is war in their
Yeah,
world.
corporate
So
wars. Yeah, corporate wars.
yeah,
You know what I'm
lawfare
saying?
makes sense. Makes sense. I think that's what it's gonna come down to. I mean, that's America for you. Not best. It's like the best legal team wins, which they say they are kind of changing as well when it comes to like how legal matters are taken care of with AI agents being implemented. We'll see how long and far that is, but I definitely think that's coming, right? The integration of and the removal of courts and judges and automating it is like the inefficiency of government is crazy.
There's a movie out with the dude from that plays I think his name Chris Pratt.
Oh yeah, you talking about Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yeah, a AI movie about that, where it's a movie about AI judges and like an AI ran court system. So I got to see that to see what the
Mercy.
forecast is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And
Oh my
then
God, they're so good. They're not wasting no
no
time,
time,
bro.
no
These
time.
movies. Ooh, I was
That's
watching
what.
Moonshot just now, and he was like, "Yeah, man, get ready. The next couple of years, all your like top 50 favorite sci-fi movies about to come to life." like,
Mm,
he's
mm,
like, he's like,
mm.
get ready. And like, yeah, the fact that they got this out, it's like it's so blatant now. It's like whenever they're trying to release an idea, they just a movie.
Yeah,
It's
that's what
really
I'm
how they do
saying.
it.
Yeah, but the thing about the movie is these things get, the script gets modified. There's a lot go into this. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
So it's the best projection that money can buy, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me. Then also, there was just an article that came out that speaks about how judges, AI, almost 100% of the time uses the law, like is compatible with the law when it's making a ruling. Judges
Mm.
only 50 to like 56%.
Oh wow, the data's already out there. Okay, the research is being done. That's the
It's
first
already
step.
out there. It's already
Okay.
out there. You know what I'm saying? It's already out there showing that judges are more
Mm.
like they're more biased and don't use the law or judge according to the law at least 50% of the time, whereas AI
Yeah.
beat them on that benchmark.
Yeah, they got no chance. It's just a matter of PR. Like judges have no chance. Like the court system is so it's garbage, bro. I don't even know where to begin. It's Ramadan. I don't even want to go in. Yeah, I'm not
Yeah,
gonna go in on that.
I would say,
It's so inefficient, bro. Like it's just the level of incompetency and lack of professionalism, the amount of just lawyers as like just that whole system is flawed, incentivized around money as opposed to justice. Like everybody's getting paid, everyone's incentivized to, you know what I mean? Like the incentives are just so off that, yeah, man, they all gotta go. They all gotta go.
yeah, I mean, as somebody who's been a victim of, the legal judicial system in America myself, yeah, get rid of them all. But
Yeah, bro, get
I
rid
would
of them
say
all.
that there needs to be a human element
Yeah, exactly, of
still
course.
is
Oversee
still
it.
involved
Yeah.
because, along with justice comes mercy, unless they can build mercy criteria into the AI that's going to be doing the judging. You know, because I think in this movie Mercy, that's wow, the name of the movie's Mercy. Yo,